Hey everyone, Greg Faxon here. In this video, I want to talk about the 3 steps to putting yourself out into the world confidently without being scared of getting rejected. And this is really important because if you're constantly afraid of being rejected to the extent that you never put yourself out there, you're not going to make the connections that you need to make. You're not going to be able to spread your message the way you want to spread it. And ultimately, if you have a business, that's just never going to get off the ground because you'll never be able to offer something to the world. So there are basically 3 steps to putting yourself out there and doing it in a way that's authentic to you and really helps other people. So the first step is to wake up. Okay, wake up and realize that you have an obligation to really put yourself out there. If you have something of genuine value to offer the world, then you have an obligation to do that. And if you're scared of being rejected, I'm going to offer you one mindset shift, which is that you're already in a state of rejection. Okay, if you're not putting yourself out into the world, you've already rejected yourself. And so, yeah, okay, you might have more control in that you haven't given anyone else the chance to reject you, but that's kind of lame, right? It's kind of selfish because there's probably people out there looking for what you're offering or who would resonate with your message, and you're not even giving them the chance to reject you. So realize that you're already in a state of rejection, so better off just putting your stuff into the world and seeing what happens. Okay, so step 1 is waking up and realizing that, you really have an obligation to put yourself out there because there are people who need what you're creating. Okay, step 2 is to show up. Okay, so step 1 was to wake up. Step 2 is to show up. What I mean by show up is putting in the work actually consistently to where you would be confident putting yourself out there. Okay, so a lot of people will say, well, I don't really feel confident or I'm having these doubts and so I don't want to put myself out there. Well, it's almost as if they're waiting for themselves to have the feeling of confidence, just one day wake up and feel confident, and then they'll be able to put themselves out there. But it actually happens in the reverse way, in that we need to put in the work every single day and keep showing up every single day, and that's where the confidence comes from. That's where you say, okay, I can really put myself out in a big way because I know I've been showing up. So this week it was hard to make this video. I had a lot of stuff going on, but I have a commitment to make a weekly blog post and video on Thursdays. And because I show up consistently, I don't have a problem putting myself out into the world because I can be confident and trust that I've put the work in. Okay, so oftentimes the people who are procrastinating are the people who are the least confident. Well, that's because you haven't set up a relationship with yourself where you actually trust that what you have is of genuine value. So it's hard to show up authentically, if the authentic you is someone who doesn't do the work. So the second step is to show up consistently and consistently put out things that are helpful to other people. And you can break it down into really small steps. You don't have to go for the home run right away, but you can start small and show up in small ways and get more and more confident with putting yourself out there. Okay, so the third step is to offer up. Okay, so when you finally have that thing that you want to spread and you want to show up or you want to, make a new connection, then offer yourself up. Okay, because now you've shown up consistently. Okay, and you can really be vulnerable. And if it's out of your comfort zone, you can say, hey guys, I'm not feeling very comfortable right now. This is out of my comfort zone. And that's okay. People relate to that because we all have had issues with feeling like we might get rejected. And so for someone to just come in and be real and be genuine and say, hey, I'm scared that I might get rejected right now, or I'm a little bit out of my comfort zone, but here's what I got, and as Seth Godin would say, here, I made this, and offer it up to the world. And there's a difference between offering and trying to take attention, right? If we're giving and we're genuinely trying to serve, out of a foundation of confidence in our own abilities, then people will resonate with that and people will feel that. But if you never offer anything up, in a big way, then nothing's going to come back and no one's going to be able to connect with you. And so really you have an obligation to give your gifts to the world because you have so much to offer, but it's about waking up, realizing you need to do it, showing up consistently so that you can actually be confident in what you have to offer in the first place, and then when those days come, offering up and saying, here guys, I made this, I hope you like it, it's a little bit outside my comfort zone, but I'm going to put myself out there.